All right, and welcome to another video. I'm Brett Papa, and today this is a freaking treat. So we were doing this video in my studio, and it's all the amps I own. And I let my buddy Addison borrow a couple of my amps, and he decided to bring one over. Now, I've always wanted a Matchless, and he brought one over today. It was the first boutique amp I heard as a kid, and I was like, that wasn't a Fender, it wasn't a Marshall. And I remember there's this blues club, what was it called? It was in Oklahoma City, and there was always a great blues band there, great house band. And the guy that played there was a ripping guitar player from, I think from like Boston or something, I can't even remember. But he was the first person I ever saw with a boutique amp, and he had one of the, I think it's called the DC-30s, and it's basically the 212 version of this amp. And it was like one of those things that was like lightning rod. Like, yes, at some point in your life, you have to have one of those. So we got the 112 version over here. We're gonna do a little demo. I'm not gonna do a huge long demo. There's a lot of features on the amp. There's half power, there's multiple effects loops, 2 channels, all sorts of doodads, but I'll give you like a quick run through. And this is one of those amps that I think everybody should try because they're different enough to where it's like a unique sound, but they've been used so much in like the 90s and the 2000s that it's such a familiar sound that it's almost like, you know, you got a Fender sound, you got a Marshall sound, and then you got a Matchless sound. Every guy I know in town that's a session guy has one Matchless or more, and they're used all the time. So it's definitely one of those amps you might not be familiar with, but you should be. All right, so make sure to check the links down below. BrettPapa.com is how this whole thing is funded. So if you want to support the cause, see more awesome guest instructors. The freaking Guthrie Trap course we just had was so awesome. So check out all that stuff in the links down below. And then let's hear how this thing sounds. Okay, so in this first run through, I'm going to just kind of show you all the features of the amp. I'll go through like the tone, the volume. Depending on how you have it set, it can be really loud. But the cool thing is, if you want a master volume, you can pull out this knob right here, this master knob, and it actually kicks in the master volume. If the button is pushed in, it's completely defeated. So it's like having no master volume, which is a really cool feature, and you don't see that very often. In the beginning, was used to this channel over here, and I was like, oh, this is the only channel to ever even worry about. But I was like, well, let's just plug into this other channel. Channel sounds freaking fantastic. Really, really awesome. But I will add this caveat. In my personal taste, I like it when stuff's getting up there a little bit. There's a little bit of dirt on it. So I think both of these channels sound great with a little dirt, and I'm going to show them that way, but there's plenty of demos out there because they are fantastic clean amps too. That's just not really how I play. So I'm going to play it how I play it. I got some pedals. I got a Rocket Audio Dude. I got their Archer Jeff pedal, which is my favorite pedal ever. RC Booster, a Keeley Blues Disorder, and I got a Boss DD3 delay, which is freaking everyone needs. Buy it. Thank me later. And then maybe a Zoma pedal, and I got a Starlight, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use that too. So I'll let you know what I'm stepping on. But for now, let's just start. Are we in full or half?
Ooh, I don't know.
We're in one of the modes.
Do you want me to check?
I'm not quite sure. I think it might be full. No, it's half. What do you think? Okay, come on, Addison. Half power. Half it is.
Half
Woo!
it is.
Which sounds really cool. I'm going to say that it's a little stringier, and then the full power mode's a little bit bolder, but God, they both sound fantastic. So here we go. This is the other thing about this amp. There's a certain threshold you get to, and it's like 1, 2, 3, and on. So it kicks on pretty loud. Okay, so from what I'm understanding, Addison says this side is the 12AX7, and the, what's the other side?
EF86.
EF86. Okay, so here we go. Now, check this out. Fantastic neck tone. So check this out. Okay, so let's check it out with the dude. Yes! What with the Archer? And then we'll do the Keeley Blues Disorder. That was with the Zoma too. Their reverb and tremolo pedal. It's so, check out this tremolo pedal. It's so good. Ah, so good. Woo! All right. What about this other channel over here? Hello, friend. Okay, so this channel is interesting because it has, instead of a bass and a treble, there's a little tone. What's your favorite click?
About there or one up?
One up? God, it sounds so good with delay, dude. I mean, that sounds fantastic just by itself. Addison, what a winner! Woo!
Yeah.
What about full power? I mean, this is why I have these headphones on, because it's so freaking loud that I kind of need them, and I'm I'm usually like okay with that stuff, but whew. And look at this. Look at this guy. Worth every cent. Yes.
I got headphones on too.
All right. Here we go. Matchless. Winner. Okay. Dude. Holy guacamole. Dude, the grill cloth is like, woo, it's totally moving. You know, that's a trip about it too, is it like you can feel it suck, like, and it's hard to describe, but it feels really cool. So a lot of amps, especially a lot of the modeling amps, when you play stuff, the notes come out, but it doesn't feel like your guitar is interacting with like the speaker and all that kind of stuff. And this amp in particular, out of a lot of the amps I've played lately, you really feel that responsiveness. And so I think that's, you know, one of the reasons it's a favorite with a lot of guys here in town is just because it can do so many things. It sounds so good with pedals. It sounds so good with different variations of, you know, you could be on this side, that side. Really, really great. And then when you switch guitars, like we'll do now, play a Tele, maybe. All right. Hopefully I'm still in tune. This is one of those things where they've finally gotten through to me. Like, guys, don't tune. Don't tune on the middle of a video. Don't do it. I mean, we're almost in tune, Addison. It's rock, baby.
Hurry up.
Whatever. I mean, dude, come on. But the snap at this thing is crazy. Bro, this thing is freaking amazing. Oh my God. Okay, let's do the other channel. Ah. Addison, thanks. You're gonna make me spend a lot of money on an amp. Just what I needed not to do. Oh, Jesus, Addison. God, there goes all my money. Get one. Just thank me later. God dang it. All right. That's enough. I'm done. Yeah. Thanks, Addison. Whatever. All right. So Matchless, definitely go hear one in person. You know what's fantastic about these amps is there's EL84 tubes, which are like super fast. But the cool thing about this amp is it's really responsive. So how you hit it and how lightly you play, there's so much articulation in it that it's just one of those amps that you really, I don't know, just is great. And you can plug straight in and get a fantastic tone, or it's really good with pedals too. Again, it's half power, full power. You can have a master volume. You can disengage the master volume. So it's just like the old classic amps with no master volume. Tons of variations. 100% loud enough for any gig you were ever going to do in your life. So don't think because it's a 30 watt amp or 15 watts for that matter, the 15 watt mode is louder than you'd ever need to play almost anywhere anyway. So check out, I'll leave the particulars in the link below. I have no affiliation with this company. It was just a treat that Addison brought one over. So thank you, Addison, for bringing it over. And like I said, go find one, check one out. Thank me later. You guys are amazing. Don't forget to check the links below, brettpapa.com. The whole operation is funded by that. So make sure you check that out too. You guys are amazing. We'll catch you next time.